Yeah, people often ask me, come up to me in shows or reach out to me and ask, is it a good idea? They want to get it. They love hair. They want to be a blogger. They want to have a hair care company. It's kind of the popular thing to do. I always say that hair is the 2010 version of real estate. Everyone was chasing it because there's money and it's fun and it looks like it's going to be great. But there comes to be a point when markets get saturated. I always reflect back to a saying that Sergio Zeman, former chief marketing officer at Coca-Cola, would say, and that's, you can't sell sameness. You can't sell sameness. So if you are going to go into these categories, in these industries, you have to figure out what makes me unique. What am I solving? I always joke around with my leak that the world doesn't need another fried chicken shack. That's just not, what are you going to do that's different? Add some waffles, that's great, but now that's being taken over. So, you've got to consistently think about what makes me unique and how am I providing value that other people aren't doing. Running a brand, managing a brand is a lot less glamorous than the ads and the PR glitzy campaigns would lead you to believe. It's a lot of work on the back end side of a business. Things like packaging development, things like ordering components, sourcing raw materials and ingredients. That's kind of the dirty side, the unglamorous side of the business that, if you're passionate about marketing and brand management and you're passionate about hair care, you'll be passionate about all of these things because it's a necessary part. But if you're getting into the category because you think it's glamorous and you get to work with models and you have a glitzy PR campaign, you're probably going to get into it for the wrong reason, and that's not sustainable. You'll quickly find that your focus on the shiny objects is taking away from the things that are really going to build a brand. So I enjoy when we get to go and do the trade shows and when we get to go out and go to travel to Europe and go to Paris. But the fact of the matter is that 90% of the business is really about listening to your customers, coming up with strategies, working with your vendors, sourcing ingredients, and those types of things. If you like that, which I happen to love doing, it's a really enjoyable job. So there are a few things that I think people really need to know and understand before they start a small business. Things that will help them focus on things that really matter versus kind of the business self-help books that are out there and the articles that you read in all the magazines about doing this. One, I'll say straightforward. Your brand is not what your logo is. Nobody cares what your logo is. Stop spending time nailing the logo when you don't know what your brand stands for. True story, I spent $50 on my logo. I went on Logos R Us or Logo.com, I don't know. And somebody from Great Britain bid on producing my logo. 3 days later, I had the beautiful logo. It has not changed since I launched, and I paid $50 and spent about 4 minutes worrying about it. The brand is more than the logo. Strategy is less about what to do and more about what not to do. Because as a small business, you can go 18 different directions. And having a set strategy early on and focusing on that strategy will really help you prevent getting distracted by things, the shiny objects that look attractive but take you away from your business objectives and your goals. So I consistently have 3 or 4 things that I focus on, and I don't try to add 5, 6, or 8. I find that if you choose a few things and do them uncommonly well, you're going to have a greater probability of success. Drivers of success are really, really important in managing your small business. I'm often asked, what's your business plan? Do you have a business plan? And do you have a revenue target? And what is that target? And I tell people, surprisingly, and I know all of the experts will say it's not the right thing to do, I don't really have a business plan, right? If I had a business plan, I'd be writing it every 6 months because the market is moving so fast that literally what I said I was going to do 18 months ago would be invalid right now. So when I hear people spending months working on their 3 to 5 year business plan. 3 to 5 years? Are you kidding me? We probably aren't even going to be listening to iPads or iPhones 3 to 5 years from now. The new technology is going to be out. Zune, anybody? Anyone remember Zune? Probably not. I really try to focus on things that drive the business. And so when I say things that drive the business, I say the root cause of success. So for our salon business, I don't look at revenue as the benchmark of whether I'm doing well. I don't look at the revenue that comes in as a benchmark of whether the business is doing well. I look at what percentage of people tell me that they would definitely recommend our salon to others. It's the only thing I worry about. I don't worry about the revenue. I know that that driver of business, the recommendation, is the single most important thing. And if I get 100% of people to say that they're going to recommend the salon to 4 or 5 friends, the revenue will come. So if you can combine focusing on unmet needs, experience, and true passion, the probability of success is significantly greater than having only 1 or 2 of those 3 areas.